Why is Reddick in major jeopardy because of RCR in 2023? What exactly happened? Will Reddick be able to handle this situation? What has he stated about the RCR and Kyle Busch for the 2023 season? If you want to know everything, you are most welcome to our channel. Now let's talk about it, so how about we get started? It was a subtle acknowledgement of the twists and turns of his off-track season as he walked out to Sabotage by Beastie Boys. Reddick had one of the most difficult weeks of 2022, losing his crew for 2023 and his championship aspirations in 5 days. In July, the 26-year-old driver confirmed his departure from Richard Childress Racing at the end of the 2023 season. Childress, the team's owner, was irritated that Reddick informed him of his choice only an hour before it was made public. Childress retaliated by announcing that Reddick's crew would be used by Kyle Busch next year, although the two-time Cup winner was signed to replace Reddick a year before Reddick was slated to leave. Tyler Reddick talks about losing the number 8 team next season if he races for RCR in 2023. Childress has promised to secure a charter and run a third car for Reddick, but it had to be painful for Reddick. He spent the last 2 months talking about racing as hard as he can till the end of 2023 with a team that has worked well with him. He appeared to be doing so at Bristol before being involved in a collision that damaged his car to the extent that it required substantial repairs on the pit road. He ended up missing out on the next round of the playoffs by 2 spots. "I saw the crash happen," said Reddick, who had a flat tire and crashed a week earlier at Kansas, putting him on the outside looking in heading into Bristol. "I double-checked. I just ran over. We had 2 horrible races, both with poor finishes. We had 2 extremely fantastic car races in the previous 2 races, but we didn't capitalize on them, and it was enough to miss it." Reddick was 30 laps down and required others to fall out to collect the points he needed to advance in the final stage, so he realized he couldn't control his destiny. "It hurts," he said. "You have no control over it. There's no way to race if you're hoping for other people's misery." Now, Reddick must traverse the next month, and possibly more, with the knowledge that his future is partially out of his hands. "He said he's got a strategy and details for me," Reddick said of Childress. Childress stated that recruiting Busch to replace Reddick aided in the crew selection because it would be detrimental to Busch to have one crew in his first year and a different crew in subsequent years. He informed Reddick about the crew change for next year approximately an hour before the Busch hiring was revealed. "There was no tension," Reddick added. "He was merely telling me what was going on. I understand because I am progressing. Everything is fine." Tyler Reddick discussed his meeting with Richard Childress, his concerns about not knowing his crew or even his team for next season, and whether 2023 will be a throwaway year for him. Reddick declined to engage in a public spat with the owner of his car. "From a business standpoint, I like how they're doing it with Kyle coming in and being with the number 8 squads. They're thinking about the future and what's best for them in the long run," Reddick added. "I can see how people may believe it's personal, but I don't see it that way." Working with a fresh crew will be nothing new for Reddick next year. In the Xfinity Series, he has driven for 7 different teams, 3 on a full-time or regular part-time basis, and 4 for select races. What he doesn't want is for 2023 to become a bygone era. "It should come together well, since I work so hard for it," he remarked. Some doubt that Reddick will keep racing hard. It's the only way he's ever raced. He's a fighter at heart. He does a fantastic job of tuning everything out and just going to work, current teammate Austin Dillon said. "Every weekend, you can't refute Tyler Reddick's speed." That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking this, then hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so that you will never miss any updates.